Wow.
All right, well,
Let's take a look.
all right, this is about 30 times slower than normal, so
Okay.
should be able to see everything.
Going.
Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is like absolutely no challenge for this thing. All right, so it was attacking skulls normally?
Yeah, it would also strike the rib cages that was running along its prey, and whatever, wherever it could strike to bring its dinner down to the ground.
But if it aims for the head, the terror bird's strike would meet the skull.
So why don't we bring in the mammal skull? You got it?
Ready when you are.
So what would happen when beak meets skull?
Step back a little for
Yeah, why don't we just get out of here?
collateral
This thing's
damage.
gonna fly.
Okay.
Ready when you are.
Ready to trigger. All right, hit it, Rudy.
Ah, it worked. Goodbye.
I mean,
Not
even
for
then,
the cow.
the stand didn't even stop it. Nothing stopped it. Your hard stop in the robot actually stopped it. You know, we're talking about fingernail, which is like keratin of a fingernail, which is amazingly strong, just like bone, but able to be sharpened over time and regrow. It's a super powerful weapon.
Definitely a fatal blow.
Definitely a fatal blow every time. It's an amazing thing they went extinct in the first place with that kind of action.
From only a meter away, its strike does as much damage as a skydiving hawk. The terror bird's beak was an incredibly powerful weapon.
It's a combination of a couple things, right? It's super sharp,
Yep.
and it's also a really massive object versus nothing, so it's got a huge amount of inertia that it has to be slowed down, and I don't even see any change in speed at all by this kind of thing.
One of the terror bird's methods of killing has just been recreated. Shards of bone, like shrapnel, are driven into the soft brain tissue.
The other thing is, if you're watching this from land, this guy's moving 30 miles an hour, his beak moves 30 miles an hour. That's 60 miles an hour relative to ground where this thing is hitting something. So if you're hitting an object that's not moving directly away from you, that impact's much stronger than it is even here.
But killing is just one part of the hunt. No matter how fast and efficient the kill is, the bird still has to eat, and this is where the real danger begins. The longer it takes to attack and consume your prey, the more likely other predators will show up and demand a share. This being the case, the jaws and teeth of carnivores like the saber-tooth are perfectly designed to kill and rip apart flesh.
One of the main advantages of having sabers is a very rapid kill. You're less likely to attract the attention of other carnivores because you get it over with quickly, not much noise. And you can feed for longer before somebody else detects that you've got something they might want to steal from you.
In spite of this, carnivores rarely have the time to savor their food.
There is a term now for stealing someone else's dinner. It's called kleptoparasitism. So like kleptomaniac, a thievery, and then parasitism because you're coming in and you're parasitizing someone else's kill.
Any sign of a skirmish alerts others to the possibility of food. The smell of death rings out like a dinner bell, and this offer of fresh meat often results in violence. In spite of their stealthy nature, cats have a hard time hiding from a hungry bird.
The terror bird would have, I think, the advantage in that situation because the cat could not get behind the terror bird. So And the terror bird would approach and probably attempt to threaten the saber-tooth.
The terror bird would have been very imposing at standing upright so that a cat would be looking up at it, and this big bird with this very big beak would be looking down at it.
The loss of a hard-won meal is devastating for any predator. Wolves fear losing their kill so much that they bolt it down. A pack can easily turn a deer into a heap of bones within 20 minutes.
They have what we call a carnassial pair of teeth, which work like scissors. They just cut meat. And they come together like shears.
But the terror bird is not equipped with teeth. How does it compensate for this seemingly glaring handicap? With smaller prey, this huge bird uses the same feeding strategy as an owl. It swallows its prey whole.
Something like Titanus could probably choke down something about the size of a small pit bull. Actually get it down its throat.
Swallowing a pit bull-sized rodent would be the ultimate act of stealth. The rodent may even be alive as the bird's powerful neck muscles crush it. Death would occur silently, deep inside the throat. But when the bird feasts on a larger animal, it must consume it without teeth. So its feeding is similar to that of today's hawks. A hawk uses its talons to hold down its squirming victim while it rips at its flesh with its beak. Like the hawk, a terror bird needs an efficient way to dismember flesh.
It has not only this nail in front for cutting off pieces of meat, but it actually has a cutting surface all the way around the sides of the beak for slicing off very specific sizes of meat for then being able to swallow them.
Here we go.
Everything we have seen about the terror bird illustrates why it is such a perfect predator. Its hunting skills, tracking ability, killing power, and appetite were state-of-the-art. But then it vanished. Just what happened to the terror bird? The terror bird had a glorious and deadly run as the ultimate raptor. The biggest carnivorous bird that ever walked the earth. But finally, it ran out of time. And the reason may be explained in one of two places. Having T-Rex as a distant relative can be very useful to a predator. The terror bird wields a killing tool like none other and can destroy an animal with one mighty blow. But this lost creature shares a vulnerable characteristic with dinosaurs. It lays its eggs on the ground.
Terror birds probably did not have much of a social organization other than male and female. You do have to keep in mind the fact that they laid eggs, and the eggs had to be incubated.
This breeding habit puts its young at risk. A nest on the ground is a beacon for scrounging carnivores.
So if you're the bird, it's a very bad thing because that's your next generation. And if you're the wolf, it's a very good thing because it's very tasty.
Wolves, being more social, could protect their offspring better. And they had an even more potent weapon that ensured their survival. They travel in packs. And members of a pack communicate with one another in unseen but powerful ways. As a solitary hunter, the bird has no choice but to stand its ground. Soon the sounds of teeth gnawing on bones rises from the pack. This pinnacle of feathered evolution is dead, and the rest of its species would soon follow. Could their demise have come about because these solitary birds could not compete with social animals?
Can we say that wolves as mammals are inherently better and more adaptable than terror birds? Maybe they were more competitive and did a better job of capturing and killing prey because of their social behavior than terror birds were.
Despite keen vision, an amazing lung capacity, a neck designed to deliver a hammer blow, and a razor-sharp beak, this megabeast disappears. Scientists can't prove that wolves were the sole cause of the terror bird's extinction. They point to climate change and the disappearance of an adequate food source as other key causes. However, wolves, and for a while saber-toothed cats, outlived the terror bird. But then the saber-tooth joined the terror bird in extinction. Soon after, the wolves' time on top ended. With the disappearance of this monster bird, a niche is opened for the next biped predator. It will take over 1 million years before one will step forward to fill the void. This time, it is one eminently capable of social behavior and hunting in packs. Today, the deadliest creature that walks on 2 legs does not have feathers. And at the moment, we rule the earth. For now, at least.